Hey everyone, welcome to lesson 99. So, last time in lesson 98, we talked about some fairly general personality aspects. In lesson 99, we're going to see some more, well, I realize this is a stereotype. It's kind of ironic because what I'm going to say is Russians kind of like to stereotype people, and that in itself is a stereotype because I'm saying a stereotypical thing about Russians. Of course, not all Russians are that way, but Russians do like to think in types. They kind of like to know they kind of like to categorize people. They kind of put people in boxes, which I guess is sort of a hallmark of old-fashioned thinking. More modern progressive kind of thinking is supposed to allow people to be free and not put them into a box. But Russians tend to still have this idea that people have certain characteristics that are inexorably associated with that one person. And so what we're going to see in topic 99 or in lesson 99 is a bit more about kind of classical categorizations of people. I'll get to that in a bit, but first let's go ahead and listen to this first dialogue between what appears to be two women. Let's see what they have to say.
Ну как тебе наш новый сотрудник?
По-моему, неплохой, только медлительный какой-то.
А я думаю, что он не медлительный, а спокойный.
Еще он замкнутый, ни слова не скажет.
Думаю, что он серьезный и не любит тратить время на разговоры.
А еще он скучный, без чувства юмора.
Ты так считаешь? Да он просто реалист.
Мне кажется, что он тебе нравится, поэтому ты его оправдываешь.
А я вижу, что он тебе не нравится, и поэтому ты думаешь о нем плохо.
I kind of got the same impression, to be honest. So, one woman says,
Ну как тебе наш новый сотрудник?
So, how is our new employee to you?
По-моему, неплохой,
In my opinion, not bad.
только медлительный какой-то.
Только медлительный, just kinda slow.
А я думаю, что он не медлительный, а спокойный.
But I think he is not slow, but peaceful or calm.
Еще он замкнутый, ни слова не скажет.
He is also reserved. Not a word, he says.
Думаю, что он серьезный и не любит тратить время на разговоры.
I think that he is serious and doesn't like to waste time with talking.
А еще он скучный.
And he is also boring.
Без чувства юмора.
Without a sense of humor.
Ты так считаешь? Да он просто реалист.
Do you think so? Yeah, he's just a realist.
Мне кажется, что он тебе нравится, поэтому ты его оправдываешь.
It seems to me that you like him, and so you justify him.
А я вижу, что он тебе не нравится, и поэтому ты думаешь о нем плохо.
And I see that you don't like him, and therefore you think of him badly. So yeah, it kind of goes that way, isn't it? There's always two sides to every coin. I mean, you can see somebody as, if somebody's quiet, you can say, well, it's good, they're quiet, they don't talk too much, or you can see it as suspicious. What are they hiding? It's always just a matter of perspective. So what is the temperament of this new colleague from Dialogue 1? Now, is this personality temperament? Where's this table now? Oh, here we go. Okay, so it talks about the different types here. So basically, there's these classic sort of four characters. I think they might be called Jungian characters in like Jungian philosophy or something. So there's the phlegmatic person, there's the melancholic person, there's the sanguine person, and the choleric person. So obviously in Russian they took these words fairly, they're all pretty much loan words. They changed them only slightly. Phlegmatic, melancholic, sanguinic, and choleric. Very almost exactly copied from the English terms. So, It was sort of a classic thing. I don't know exactly what time period this is from or how long this was a thing, but it sort of was a thing for a while to categorize people into these four different categories. So if you're not familiar with these, I'll try to explain these very briefly. So a sanguine person is basically very friendly. That's like the lively, engaged social person, likes to engage with people, is very social. The choleric person is demanding. They are very aggressive and goal oriented. The phlegmatic person is calm, like just very, sort of zen, just kind of cool. Um, keeps calm under pressure. And then melancholic is, of course, unhappy, usually very exacting. It's generally a thought that melancholic people are very precise. They're very demanding of precision, and so they're unhappy because they're perfectionists. Of course, there are not just four types of people in the world. There are more than that, but this was, and for some people still is, a popular way to categorize people. So we're going to see some of that in this lesson. So yeah, you can see here the choleric person is tearing the book apart because she's so aggressive. The phlegmatic person is just kind of blah, like, yeah, just inert, not reacting. Melancholic person is unhappy because they're always thinking about things. They're reading the book and thinking, great philosophical wisdom makes me unhappy. And then the sanguine person is very energetic and friendly and smiling and ready to greet you and be happy, happy, happy. Okay, so what personality does the colleague from Dialogue 1 have? Are they sanguine? No, they're not sociable. They don't like to jump around and talk with colleagues. That doesn't seem like that. Are they choleric? I don't think so, because choleric people are usually demanding and loud, and the colleague was described as very quiet. Phlegmatic could be. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, the difference between phlegmatic and melancholic is that melancholic people tend to be more demanding of, they're a little bit more perfectionists. But I think the person sounds kind of neutral, and so I'd say rather phlegmatic. Yeah, that's the answer they're looking for. Okay. All right. So again, we'll get to this down here a little bit later, but for now, let's go ahead and listen and read this dialogue between a жена and муж, wife and husband.
Давай, вставай. Уже 10 утра.
Сегодня суббота. Я могу и поспать.
Но мы же собирались в парк, а потом на выставку, а вечером хотели погулять в центре города.
Не хочу. Так рано вставать. Куда ты всегда торопишься?
Вот так всегда. Ты ленивый и скучный. Тебе только спать и отдыхать на диване нравится.
А ты слишком активная и энергичная. Тебе всегда надо что-то делать.
Зато я не жалуюсь на начальника, плохую работу и погоду.
А я не меняю свое мнение каждую минуту. И не делаю 5 дел одновременно.
А ты ничего не делаешь. Ни с кем не общаешься, и друзей у тебя нет.
А ты только и делаешь, что ходишь в гости и приглашаешь своих подруг домой. Мне это надоело. Я хочу побыть один.
Ах так? Тогда я иду гулять без тебя. Лучше позвоню Маше.
Давай, иди. А я лучше посплю.
I get the impression that this marriage is not going to last very long, because this is one of the classic situations that leads to a breakup. So, the wife says,
Давай, вставай.
come on, get up.
Уже 10 утра.
It's already 10 in the morning.
Сегодня суббота.
Today's Saturday.
Я могу и поспать.
I can sleep.
Но мы же собирались в парк, а потом на выставку, а вечером хотели погулять в центре города.
But we agreed to go to the park and to the exhibition, and in the evening we wanted to go take a walk in the center of the city.
Не хочу. Так рано вставать.
I don't want to. I don't. It's too early to get up.
Куда ты всегда торопишься?
Куда ты всегда торопишься? Where are you always going with such haste?
Вот так всегда.
It's like that all the time.
Ты ленивый и скучный.
Ты ленивый и скучный. You are lazy and boring.
Тебе только спать и отдыхать на диване нравится.
You only sleep and relaxing on the divan, like, or I guess, couch, sofa, divan.
А ты слишком активная и энергичная.
See what I mean? There are some people who could probably benefit from being a little less active. I mean, it's okay to have energy, but don't use it maliciously. So you are too active and energetic.
Тебе всегда надо что-то делать.
You always need to do something.
Зато я не жалуюсь на начальника, плохую работу и погоду.
Um, but I don't complain about the boss, bad work, and about the weather.
А я не меняю свое мнение каждую минуту. И не делаю 5 дел одновременно.
Я не меняю, меня is opinion, so I don't, or no, sorry, мнение is opinion, меня is change it, so I don't change my opinion every minute, and I don't do 5 things at the same time or simultaneously.
А ты ничего не делаешь.
You don't do anything at all.
Ни с кем не общаешься, и друзей у тебя нет.
You don't, with no one you communicate, and, or you don't communicate with anyone, and you have no friends.
А ты только и делаешь, что ходишь в гости и приглашаешь своих подруг домой.
Что ходишь в гости и... So, and all you do is go to visit your friends, go to visit friends and invite them to your house, I guess, or to our house.
Мне это надоело.
I'm sick of it, or I'm tired of it.
Я хочу побыть один.
I want to be alone.
Ах так? Тогда я иду гулять без тебя.
Oh yeah? Then I'll go walking without you.
Лучше позвоню Маше.
I better call Masha.
Давай, иди, а я лучше посплю.
Well, fine, then go, and I'll just rather sleep here. Okay, so now, once again, talking about the 4 personality types. What personality types do they have? So On, the husband, is he sanguine? I don't think so, because she said he doesn't have any friends, and I don't think sanguine people like having no friends. Is he choleric? Definitely not. He's not aggressive or ambitious at all. Is he phlegmatic? I don't think so, because phlegmatic people are more willing to negotiate. He seems very sort of stuck on his... He seems very stubborn in his desire to be alone, so I'd say he's melancholic. And she, what personality does she have? Is she sanguine? Could be. She seems to be very active in her friends' circles. I would say she's choleric. So phlegmatic and melancholy people are passive, and choleric and sanguine people are more ambitious and outgoing. So I'd say she's choleric. It doesn't think so, though. So maybe she's sanguine? Yes, she is. Okay, so it says she's sanguine. I would describe her as more choleric. She seems more like an achiever. It's not necessarily just about visiting, it's not just about being social with her. She's so aggressively like having to do something. In my opinion, she sounds more choleric, but what do I know? I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. So anyway, so we saw these pictures already. And I showed this already. So actually we saw this already, so... Good. So we just have 4 things here, and once again, we have the 4 personality types here, and we need to fill these in. We just need to describe these, we have descriptions here. We need to drag the matching word to the descriptions. So, first one. Милый человек, внешность самая обыкновенная, вечно серьезен, потому что ему лень смеяться. Спит 20 часов в сутки. So a sweet person seems rather ordinary. Always serious because too lazy to laugh. Sleeps sleeps 20 hours a day. Okay, I think that's the phlegmatic person. Phlegmatic people are very passive. They're nice people. Like, phlegmatic people are known for being good at negotiations and things because they don't get upset and they're very, kind of calm. They stay cool under pressure. But they also are quite passive and tend to be unmotivated sometimes. Okay, Вечно жалуется на головную боль, боли в боку и плохое самочувствие. Любыми занятия стоят перед зеркалом и рассматривать себя. Давно уже решил, что доктора его не понимают. Шубу надевает в сентябре, а снимает в мае. So, always complains about a headache, head pain, pain in the side, and in bad health or bad feelings. Likes to stand or favorite activity is to stand in front of the mirror and examine themselves. Long ago already decided that the doctors just don't understand him. Puts puts on a shubu, fur coat, puts on a shuba in September and takes it off in May. I guess that's the melancholy person, always complaining, always finding something wrong because they're perfectionists. Like it says, they put on a fur coat in September and take it off again in May. I'm not sure what that has to do with it. Okay. Никогда не сидит на месте, прыгает, бегает, как заведенный. Много говорит, часто болтает, не по делу. Реактивный самолет среди людей. Узнать такого человека легко, но его поведению. So, never sits in one place, jumps and runs around like a wound-up spring, talks a lot, often babbles on irrelevant things or things that are not important. A reactive airplane among people. Yes, this person is a reactive airplane. That's a good description. Recognizing such a person is easy by their behavior. So I guess this person is, like the woman in the dialogue, is sanguine. And then the last one, активный, решительный человек, но часто решает свои дела насчет других. Нередко эгоистичен и самолюбив. So, active, decisive person, but often decides his activities at the expense of others. Sometimes or often selfish and proud, egoistical and self-centered. So that's a choleric person. There you go. So those are the four personalities in a nutshell. Okay, so now we have 9 short descriptions of people, just, like a line like that, and we need to pick out what adjective is described. Try not to look up the meaning of the words. Well, nuts to that. Человек, который желает всем добра, a person who wishes well for everyone, wishes everyone well. That is a, what is that? Что это? Is that, let's see, hold on, what do the words here mean? So, дружелюбный, so friendly, равнодушный, indifferent. Равно means it doesn't matter, or мне равно, мне все равно means it doesn't matter to me. So равнодушный is indifferent. Хладнокровный, cold-blooded. Гостеприимный, guest welcoming, so like hospitable. Любознательный, loving of knowing, so curious, loving to learn, loving to know. Доброжелательный, good doing, gracious. Жизнерадостный, life-loving, cheerful. Элопомятный, злопомятный, evil, vindictive. And самоуверенный, self-confident. So again, person who wishes everyone well, I guess, is a so like a well-wishing person, a generous, benevolent person. Okay, человек, который радуется жизни. So a person who enjoys life. Not surprisingly, then, is a жизнерадостный, a life-happy person, a life-loving person. Человек, который любит все знать. Well, not surprisingly, that is a любознательный, a person who likes to know or loves to know things. Человек спокойный во всех ситуациях. Person who is calm in all situations is a let's see, what is that? I guess a хладнокровный. So cold-blooded is usually considered bad, but I think here they use it to mean cool-headed. Not like literally it means cold-blooded, but here I think it just means cool-headed, keeps cool under pressure, which is actually good. Человек, который любит дружить, у него много друзей. Person who loves friends, and he has many friends. That is a дружелюбный, friend-loving person. Человек, который относится ко всему безразлично. So a person who everything is without inclination, I guess, who's disinclined to everything, is a все равно, равнодушный, and dush is like a soul, so like an equal-souled person, but in the sense of like indifferently, an indifferent soul, I guess you could say. Человек, который ставит себя выше других, so a person who puts themselves above others. A superior person is, well, that could be a self-confident person, but I'm not sure that that's what they're going for. Actually, I think it is, yeah. Самоуверенный, again, kind of, самоуверенный is usually, self-confidence considered positive in English, but the way they described it makes it sound negative. All these can kind of be positive or negative depending on your perceptions, I guess. Anyway, человек, который помнит любое зло. Aha. A person who remembers any, well, zlo usually means evil, but I think here it just means like any trouble, any offense. If you offend that person, they're petty and they will never forget it. They're vindictive, so that's a zlopamyatny person. And finally, человек, который любит принимать гостей, a person who loves to host guests or receive guests, is obviously a гостеприимный person. There we go. It's actually fairly straightforward. These all kind of describe the person fairly well. They kind of match up pretty well with the descriptions written here. Okay, drag the words that satisfy these definitions. What do we have here? We have человек, который думает, что все будет хорошо. Person who thinks that everything will be okay is, of course, optimist. Человек, который приспосабливается к обстоятельствам. Boy. Person which conforms themselves to circumstances is a conformist. Человек, который любит людей, person who loves people, is philanthropist. Человек, который не любит других людей, the opposite, person who does not like other people, is misanthrope. Человек, который любит только себя, person who loves only themselves. Well, you can guess that is an egoist, selfish person. Человек, который думает, что все будет очень плохо, person who thinks that everything will be very bad, is a pessimist. And finally, человек, который смотрит на жизнь без иллюзий, a person who looks at life without illusions, is a realist. This is also one of those things that Russians like to do. They like to talk about whether the glass is half full or half empty. That was, it was kind of a pop culture or pop psychology thing years ago, but it's sort of faded out of use in the West. But Russians love pop psychology. That's kind of a thing that I've tended to notice. Russians really love pop psychology stuff for whatever reason. It's just part of their culture, I guess. And I realize it's a stereotype. Obviously, it's not true for every Russian person, but it's sort of a pattern that I personally tend to notice. Okay. There are positive stereotypes about every nation. I'm not sure that that's true, to be honest, but okay. Drag the nation to the stereotypes. So now we're talking about stereotypes not of individual people, but of whole nations of people. So, они всегда пунктуальные. They are always punctual, always on time. Well, who is famous for always stereotypically being on time? Obviously, it's the Немцы, the Germans. Эта нация очень музыкальная. This nation is very musical. Well, almost any country could be musical. In fact, I think almost every country is musical. But here they're looking for italianцы. Maybe just because music notation comes from Italian, because like things like allegro and stuff, all those musical notations, and piano and fortissimo, that's all Italian. I don't know. Эти люди очень гостеприимные. These people are very guest-friendly, very hospitable. Here they're looking for the Russians. This is Russians as they perceive themselves, I guess. Они очень трудолюбивые. They are very hard-working. That is, perhaps not surprisingly, Японцы, the Japanese. People with their sort of karoshi stuff, working themselves to death. Эта нация очень упорная. This nation is very stubborn. Now, I'm not aware of this stereotype about the Finns. They're looking here for the Finni, the Finns, like from Finland. I've not heard about them being stubborn. Depressed, yes. Alcoholics, yes. Suicidal, yes. But stubborn is one I've not heard before, so I don't know. Maybe I'm out of the loop on that. Они сдержанные, which is basically they're like calm, kind of understated. And what we have left is Americans and the English. Well, obviously the English are more understated. And then finally, это самая улыбчивая нация в мире. This is the most smiling nation in the world. I also find this questionable. Are Americans really the most smiling people in the world? I do not know, but that's what they are looking for here. And with that, we reach the end of lesson 99. So, let us review. Lesson 99, cultural stereotypes and personality types. First dialogue, one question. You just have to pick the right answer from the four. Another dialogue between the husband and the wife. He is melancholic. She is sanguine. Exercise 5. Exercise 6. I'll just click through these briefly so we can see them again for review. And finally, exercise 7 and 8. All right. That's it, everyone. We are done with lesson 99, and next time we'll see you for lesson 100, the last lesson. Hey, we're almost there. All right, I'll talk to you folks later. Bye-bye for now.